I'm Teisha with Shalom TV's news update for Friday, June the 28th, 2013. Ynet reports that Israel's President Shimon Peres met with U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry this evening in Israel, where the president told Kerry that Israel appreciates his efforts to renew peace negotiations. As you may have seen on IBA News, the U.S. Secretary of State met earlier today with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Peres further told Kerry that the state is behind him and that the desire for peace in the form of a two-state solution has a solid majority in Israel. 3 Palestinians in the West Bank were arrested yesterday after they were found in possession of weapons, apparently preparing for a terror attack. An Israeli border guard force spotted a car that seemed suspicious while the force was conducting a search in the village of Al-Khadar in the West Bank yesterday. They stopped the car, which was carrying the 3 men who had a range of weapons with them, including sniper rifles, silencers, and telescopic sights. They were turned over for questioning to Israeli security forces, who said the 3 admitted they were planning a terror attack, and it is being investigated whether they had any specific targets in mind. Israel's foreign ministry issued a warning to Israelis today not to travel to Egypt because of the protests planned there against Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi, set to take place on Sunday. The foreign ministry also urged Israelis currently in Egypt to reconsider the rest of their stay. As you may have seen on IBA News, clashes increased today in Egypt between supporters of the Egyptian president and those who oppose him, leading up to what is expected to be massive nationwide protests planned by the opposition this weekend, demanding Morsi's removal. Israel's Army radio reported today that Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu is likely to be naming American-born Ron Dermer as Israel's next ambassador to the United States. Dermer would replace outgoing Ambassador Michael Oren, who is stepping down in August after his 4-year term comes to an end. Dermer, who is 42, made Aliyah, immigrated to Israel in 1998 from Florida, and served in the Prime Minister's office in several roles, including advisor to Netanyahu. Babson College, a private business school in Wellesley, Massachusetts, has partnered with the Anti-Defamation League to bring the ADL's A Campus of Difference program to their school, a program to further strengthen the college's diversity and inclusion efforts. This is especially significant because 35 years ago, Babson was the site of an ugly anti-Semitic incident. At a soccer practice in November of 1978, before a game against neighboring Brandeis University, a school with a historically large Jewish population, several Babson team members hung a sign with the letters KTJ, short for Kill the Jews, and a Jewish star with a cross superimposed on it, and Babson players wore swastikas, and the next morning a sign reading Happy Holocaust was found in the school's gymnasium, all apparently an effort to boost the Babson team's morale. Well, this past Wednesday, Babson College President Leonard Schlesinger issued a formal apology to Brandeis for the hateful acts the students committed. Schlesinger, who is Jewish, said at a press conference held at the New England regional office of the ADL in Boston that the 1978 incident was first brought to his attention in February of this year. And while he noted that Babson did respond at the time of the incident, with the players apologizing and being required to attend educational sessions about the Holocaust, but no formal or public apology to Brandeis was ever made. And while it may be 35 years late, Schlesinger said public acts require public apologies. And we are now in the business of being very clear that I actually don't believe there is any time duration that is too long to address that wrong. And finally today, it looks like New York Knicks' Amari Stoudemire could be a future co-owner of an Israeli basketball team. Stoudemire is part of a group that is likely to be purchasing Israeli team Hapoel Jerusalem. The star forward tweeted today that he is, quote, excited to join the partnership that is giving back to the city of Jerusalem by offering the Hapoel basketball team a fresh start. Stoudemire then retweeted a statement from the head of the group in the lead to buy the team, entrepreneur Ori Alon, who said he was proud to partner with Amare and others on building a promising future for the Hapoel Jerusalem basketball club. Stoudemire had visited Israel back in 2010 and spoke to the Jerusalem Post at the time about his own Jewish roots on his mother's side. He said, "I have been aware since my youth that I am a Hebrew through my mother, and that is something that has played a subtle but important role in my development," adding that he was proud of and had embraced his Jewish background. And that's Shalom TV's news update for Friday, June the 28th, 2013. I'm Teisha Bader. Shabbat Shalom.